Good morning everybody, welcome back to the channel. I have got a giant pig in the background. Today is going to be a beautiful day. We're going to be going out to the farm. We're going to be planting some Dalo with a new earth auger that I bought. So that should be interesting. Dalo, also known as taro root for those of you who don't know. But let's get started. Get him, boy! Let's go. Alright, let's go.
Hi, we're John and Steph, and these are our sons Eliki and Sevenaya. Our family lived and still runs a small business in Kelowna, British Columbia, Canada. Our family has a dream, so we sold our stuff and packed our bags. We moved to a village in Fiji to start a new business venture. We are WakaFamily.
Alright guys, we just got back from getting a bunch of Dalo suckers to plant, 1,000. Luckily my uncle had a connection. And yeah, whew. Can't wait to get these in the ground. Well guys, I suppose this is the evolution of the work site. You know, I guess just as how construction work sites used to be quiet, with just hand saws and hammers, and now there's compressors and air nailers and whatnot. So the farm gets louder. We got chainsaws, we got the post hole digger in the background there. It definitely makes things easier, but you can't really hear the kakalu or the breeze. So it is. Got lots of people working out here. It's gonna be good. We have really just done this like little section behind me, probably about like 15 meters square, and we got to go down this whole stream all the way back. So this all used to be taken up by poppy trees, as we call it here, or I think they're called African tulip. Somebody might be able to correct me on that, but they're basically an invasive species. Why were they brought to Fiji? I don't know. Maybe one of you guys can explain that to me as well down in the comments. But invasive species, and they just take over hillsides and landscapes, valleys. You see them all over. They got these orange flowers. I don't know if you can see in the trees behind me, but anyways, we're getting rid of all those. We're keeping the natural, or I guess the original trees that are supposed to be here, like this coca tree behind me. We're just getting rid of all the invasive species, that poppy tree. So getting rid of those, and those hide a lot of land. So all of this space behind me that we're planting on right now, and actually even in these rows behind me, was taken up by like sotia, soldier grass, and poppy trees. So the soldiers will no longer be guarding my farm. I'm gonna plant this all up. So yeah, better get back to work. Alright guys, so you can see how this, you can see how this thing is working. I know that's the first question lots of people are going to ask me, is how is that auger that you bought? It's really good. The brand is Kasei. This one comes with 3 months of warranty from Nunatech. And so yeah, my plan is to put it to use in the first 24 hours that we got it and try to break it. Not try to break it, but putting it through its paces. So if it's gonna break, it'll break this week, because just to give you guys some context, there's about 5 of us. Yeah, there's more of us working here, but okay, this soil has tons and tons of roots in it because of this poppy tree, like I was telling you about. Lots of roots and lots of debris on the ground, so it kind of clogs up the cutting teeth that are on the bottom of that auger. But even with that being said, in about 2.5 hours, we planted about 600 Dalo, and that's about 5 of us. The other 2 or 3 guys are just cutting and clearing the way. So that being said, if you have like soft soil, clean land, with 5 people, you'd probably be looking at like 4 or 5 hours, if that, to plant 1,000 Dalo. So you wake up early in the morning and go back for like a brunch or late morning tea, and you've already planted $1,000. So it's not a bad deal. So I definitely recommend this. This kind of makes the job a bit easier, but earplugs are key. 100% earplugs are key. Oh yeah, and in the Dalo actually we're also going to be planting bongo chili, so we'll be doing that as well in between all of these Dalo. So that's the plan. Gonna keep working here, try to get as many as we can in here. I think there was actually a death in these guys' village, so I think after today they'll probably be heading out for a week or so to go take care of some family matters like that. And then yeah, they'll be back to work probably next week because this is Wednesday. All right, let's get back to it. All right, guys, some things need to change about the Fijian culture. Yeah, it's a little bit clickbaity, and you know, that might even be the reason why you clicked on the video today. I don't know. I hope you guys enjoyed what you saw so far, but I had some thoughts in my mind that I wanted to share with you guys. I've got a lot of things that I write down that I want to talk about that I don't usually talk about, but I thought this might be worth sharing and at least get a conversation going. So what do I mean when I say something in the Fijian culture needs to change? Well, it's this concept, I guess, of honesty. Honesty and the problem in our culture, speaking as a Fijian, of deception. Now, just to backtrack a little bit for people who might not understand, there is a long history of deception in the Fijian culture. And the way that I've had explained to me by people much wiser than me is because the reason for this, and the reason that people in Fiji have such trouble saying yes when they need to say yes, or no when they need to say no, is because, or just telling the truth, is because way back in the day when, you know, Fiji was a land full of cannibals, and that was the history that we came from, deception was the main way to stay alive. Because if you told everybody everything that you knew, or you told them the truth about something, you're basically playing all your cards on the table for everybody to see, and you had nothing to hide. And that was your advantage, was to be able to be deceptive, was to give you the upper hand. And so I really feel like this has kind of followed us through the years. So what do I mean when I say that the culture needs to change? Well, I'm speaking as a Christian here, so take that with a grain of salt. I think that we have a new culture, and that is the culture of Jesus and the culture that we see in the Bible. And I think that anything that doesn't line up with what we understand in the Bible, speaking as a Christian again, we can leave to the wayside. And people say to me all the time, no, don't come to Fiji and change things. Don't change things. You know what? Last week I spoke about the Lapita people who were here thousands of years ago. You know, the moment that indigenous Fijians came to Fiji, things started to change. The moment that airplanes started coming to Fiji, things changed. The minute we had running water in our village, things changed. Now we have solar, things have changed. Things are always changing. And it's just up to us to figure out what is important to keep. We don't need to change everything, but there are some things that do need to change. Okay, for example, and I told him that if he wanted to save some of his paycheck with me, he could. But he said, you know what, it's all good. I put my money into a bank account. I said, oh, that's great. And he said, yeah, I put it in there because when people ask me for money, I can just tell them that I've lost my bank card, and that if I want to get money, I have to go to the bank teller. As many of you guys will know here in Fiji, that it's good to get rid of your money and pay your bills as fast as possible, because people are usually coming around asking for money sometime in the near future. And so his intention is good. He wants to save his money. But in doing something good, he actually needs to lie about it. When the better thing, because as the culture is, you can't say no. And you guys hear that all the time. I couldn't say no, I can't say no. You know, it's my tamale, I can't say no. But you can say no. And actually it talks about in Matthew, it says, let your yes be yes and your no be no. And so I think we need to change that part about the Fijian culture. If it's yes, say yes. If it's no, just say no. And there's a kind way to do both of those things, all right, guys? But anyways, that's my rant. If you guys have other thoughts or think that I'm wrong, comment down below. In the meantime, thank you guys so much for watching our videos. We super appreciate it. Love you guys, and we'll see you next week. Peace.